how to transform your voice. You want to know what you need to practice. So I got the list up for you here, all right? The first one is lyrics. Now within lyrics, it's sort of like what I did as for pitch and rhythm, not just actually the lyrics. So pitch and rhythm, I didn't write that down, but it's like what I intend to have under lyrics. Falsetto, blend between chest and falsetto, that's what I mean by blend. Vibrato, runs, and high chest. Now these are the things you got to practice, okay? Some people talk about practicing different things like scales, arpeggios, breath control, placement, breathing exercises and things like that. To me, I feel like that's not the thing that you should be aiming for. I feel like you should be aiming for these elements if you want to get good at songs, because songs are made up of these elements. When you look at a singer, you don't go, wow, they have great breath control. You think, wow, they held a note for 10 seconds. You think, wow, the vibrato sounds really nice and even there, or they can't do vibrato. You think, wow, their runs are really clear and separated. Or you think, wow, their runs are all mushed together. Or you think, whoa, they can sing really high and shout it, high chest. You think, oh, they try to sing high and then they crack. You think, oh man, they don't know how to pronounce words, lyrics. You think, what else? Pitch and rhythm. You think, oh, they go off key sometimes. Oh, they're going off time. Or, oh, wow, they're on key like so perfectly all the time. Falsetto, you think, oh wow, they've got a beautiful higher voice, like a soft high voice. Those are the things that you see when you watch singers and songs. So I focus on those things and I take my students through those things. I take myself through those things every single day. That's how you know exactly what to do when you practice, instead of maybe getting better by practicing tone or practicing breathing exercises or scales. There's no guarantee you're going to get good at the song you want to learn if you're wasting time doing stuff that is not related to it. You might get a bit better, but it's too general. You need to stick to the songs that you're going to learn. Here's an example. I'm going to use myself as a case study. Here's what I sounded like maybe about 10 years ago or something like that. Okay? And I'm going to just show some different elements, and then I'm going to show how I worked on them, these elements, to prove that you don't need to practice scales, arpeggios, breathing exercises, to placement and stuff like that to get good. You only need to practice these things, these elements that I got. Now, those things might be part of these elements, like there are some parts of scales inside when you're learning lyrics and when you're learning runs. There are some parts of placement, but that's not the main goal. That's only like a sub part of it that you might have to think about, but you might not even need to think about it. Anyway, here we go. So here's a part in the song where I go off key. So I'm just going to show you. So this would fall under the lyrics section. It's just really pitch, okay, going off pitch or going off key.
You will always be the girl. No one else can be what you have been to me. You will always be.
Here we go now.
You will always be the girl in my life for all times.
And then I go back on key. So what I was meant to do is go like this. Always be, you will always be the girl. So what I did was go in the song, been to me, you will always be. I'm right here. You will all, that's wrong. It's you will all, instead I went, you will all. Now, there's two reasons I did that. The first reason is I don't understand pitch enough to be able to copy it. All right? That's the first problem. I didn't have enough understanding of pitch. So I was right up until that point. And the next reason is that when I got to that new point, it's actually pretty high for me. Well, it was high for me back then. High enough that I didn't know how to even get there. I didn't have that in my range. It was non-existent. If I tried to go up there, I would crack and break. So I didn't even think that I could go up there. But if you somehow tried to make me go up there, it would be empty. It would be like, it would be like nothing would come out because it wasn't there. I had to create it. That took time with, doing like different ways to create higher range, which is like a further topic. So that's the thing I have to work on is pitch. Okay, so there, my pitch is wrong. You will always be the girl. So I can do it lower first. You will always be the girl. Or do it in a different key. I have to figure it out. That's something you got to work on, okay? So then I got ways to work on that. And the way I work on that is not by making up a different exercise that works on pitch and key. It's by doing that exact song and either just changing the key of the song, just that segment, or dropping the octave and making it in a lower voice. And then I'll work on the transition. So here we go, I'll show you an example. Can be what you have been to me, you will always be you. Right there. You will always be you. Right there, I'm practicing going from the part where I'm fine to the part where I'm not fine. You will always be, you will. And then I'll add the other notes. You will always be, you will. So I had to teach myself how to go from the part where I know what I'm doing to the part where I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? If I had a teacher, I would have done it much quicker. But also, if I had a teacher, they might have taken me through stuff that I don't want to do, like is what happened when I went and got a teacher for a little while, for a couple of lessons. I didn't do any songs. All I did was exercises and scales. So I thought, fuck this. I went and tried to figure out myself. I went and got some books. And I'm pretty good with analyzing and stuff. So over time, I figured it out. But it took me a lot longer than it would have if a teacher had shown me the better way instead of pissing me off and making me do stuff that was not related to the songs. Anyway, I figured it out eventually, but that's what you got to do. You got to focus on the songs, okay? Now, I'm really good at figuring out where someone's at and figuring out where they're stuck and making that the point where we need to work. And that's what you got to do, okay? So the next part, let's go to runs. Some runs where I didn't know what I was doing. Here we go. All right, that part. So it's meant to be, Mama, I just want you to know. Oh, that's the run. To know. Oh shit, I lost it. It's meant to be higher than that as well. I'm actually doing it lower. So I'm going, whoa, ho, ho. No, oh. All right, it's a hard run. It's pretty fast. I'm screwing it up. So there, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing there, and I'm guessing. It's a pretty good guess. It's not bad. I'm like 20% there in that video. Over time, I've been studying runs. So what you do is you get the song, you break it down slow, you get someone to help you, and then you figure out note by note. No, no, like that. No, note by note. Okay, no, like that. And then you build it up. So you're working on runs. You don't work on scales. That is not what you're aiming for. You're aiming to do the runs in the song, okay? You don't work on breath control. As you get better at memorizing the notes and then doing them over and over, no, you get better at holding longer notes automatically. You don't need to practice or whatever breathing exercises or and counting or something. You don't need to practice none of that. You just practice no, and you'll get better at holding it. You might start off as no and run out of breath, but then the more you do it, the better you get. So you get training, you train breath automatically. All you have to do is practice taking enough air in before you start. which is the same as you do when you talk. Take enough breath before you speak your sentence. You don't need to practice it alone. You just practice the main part of the song. Next, vibrato. All right. Mama, you're the queen of my heart, heart, heart. Vibrato. Instead of heart, like that, like a messy, really fast vibrato, or or vibrato that goes off, okay? Or as opposed to a straight tone, heart. You can do that too, that's nice. Or a straight tone with vibrato, heart. Or just vibrato, heart. Let's hear it again, because I just did it like 10 times. It was kind of like that at the end of it, okay? And most of that song, you can look it up. It's called Singing Before and After Mama by Boyz II Men. It's under my channel, R&B Singing Lessons. You can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but maybe you can't tell. But I can't do vibrato, so what you do is practice vibrato. Heart, slow it down. Heart, heart. That's it. Practice vibrato. The more you practice vibrato, the better you get at it. You make an exercise out of the vibrato in this song. You don't do something else. You don't do scales, arpeggios, or breathing exercises or something else. You do vibrato training. That's how you develop it. You can obviously see my vibrato sucks ass back then. I had to work dozens and dozens of hours on my vibrato. Okay, I've spent so many hours on vibrato, and it's finally, I feel like it sounds pretty nice, and it feels easy to do now. Whereas before, I really struggled to do it at the speed that it happens in the songs. And now it's so easy and it's so nice to have a good vibrato, but I put in the bloody work. I worked hard. It's the only way to do it. Okay, next, high note. Here we go. Oh, I think I just did it. Here we go now. All right, your love is like tears from the stars. It's higher than that. I actually dropped down because I couldn't tell it was higher and I couldn't sing it higher, so I dropped down. Not even realizing that I was dropping down. I didn't know I'm making this mistake. I only know now because 10 years experience. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do it the right way. Your love is like tears from the stars. Your love is like tears from the stars. Here's the old one. Your love is like tears. Your love is like, hear the difference? Your love, wrong. Your love is like, right. Your love is like tears from the stars, wrong. Your love is like tears from the stars. Tears from the stars. Hear the difference? How did I get that? I had to practice range, okay? I mentioned this one before. So high chest, this one was. How did I practice high chest? I started lower. Your love is like tears from the stars. 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 Yes, it is. All right, I might not have been singing exactly the right melody, but what I do is I make it into an exercise where I go low, and then I go higher slowly. So I put it down like 6 keys or something to a key that's comfortable, and then I move up until it's challenging and uncomfortable, where I'm like about to break and crack, and then I have a rest and practice again the next time I practice and do the same thing. That's it. There's a method to do it. You don't need to practice like scales and stuff like that. It's not a waste of time. It does help your range, but it's not specific to the songs you want to do. It's more fun to practice specific with the songs you want to train instead of practicing arbitrary exercises that don't, not arbitrary, but like they're not related to the exact melody, exact phrase, exact notes you're trying to reach. So stick to those things you're actually trying to do instead of making up exercises to do the things you're trying to do. All right, so I'm just going to stick on those points. Generally, my pitch and my tone doesn't sound that nice. It's because my pitch isn't on all the time. I'm kind of shaking, and I can't keep my straight tones really good. So here's an example of this. Just the beginning of the song.
You told me everything and everything you've given me, I'll always keep it inside.
You told me everything and everything you've given me, I'll always keep it inside. Excuse me. You told me everything and everything you've given me, I'll always keep it inside. So the reason my tone sounds different, it's not because I practiced my tone or something like that. I practiced my pitch. You taught me everything and everything you've given me, I'll always keep it inside, side. Practicing the pitch and getting the pitch perfect and being able to hold the notes straight without wavering off, and then being able to do the vibrato evenly, that's how I got better. Not by practicing tone alone, however you practice that, whatever that means. Practicing pitch means you get the note right on. You, one note at a time, getting it just right. You gave me, you taught me, you da da. The notes are da da da, and then I add the lyrics. You taught me, and then I add the pronunciation and make it just right. And then I think about placement, as in how much I'm opening my mouth, the way I'm pronouncing. That's more what you should think about with placement. Or maybe like if you sound like, you taught me everything, that's kind of placement. Instead of going, you make the sound directed more open. You taught me, like how you talk. Okay, kind of like how you talk, except you're holding a note. You don't change your voice because you're singing, like some people do, like I used to do. And yeah, the way you work on that is just by changing the way you, placement, where the sound's coming from. Just like that, but you think about how you speak, and you try to copy the singer as close as you can. So you get, if you like the singer, if that's what you're trying to get good like, get as good as, you copy what they're doing. So you're listening, you're practicing with your ears, you're training that sound. You don't do different exercises. You stick to the song that you're trying to learn, and you work out you try to work out what they're trying to do. And if you can't work it out, you come to me for lessons, okay? Or you go to someone else for lessons, and you make them work on the song, not other stuff, because it's a waste of time working on other stuff. If they don't know how to teach you the song, if they tell you, no, you can't do that song, they are not the teacher for you. If you like what they do and they want to give you something else and you trust them, fair enough, it's your choice. But I recommend that you work on the songs 100% over the time. When I say work on the songs, I don't mean just singing the song. I don't mean just singing the song as you normally do every day. You're not likely to get much better doing that. The way you get better is by breaking the song down, breaking the parts that you suck at, and getting good at them by making them into exercises, just the way that I showed you. And you can see on my practical singing lesson videos how I do that. It means spending 5 minutes on literally like a couple words in a song until you get them better, a bit better, tiny bit better. You keep repeating that, and then in a year, they're a lot better. 2 years, they're much, much better. And 3 years, you sound like you've been doing it. Everyone thinks you're a natural, but really you've been practicing your ass off. All right. This is one of the most informative videos I've ever made. I hope it really helps. Please comment if you agree or disagree with me. I want to know what you think. And I like talking about this stuff, and I like sharing what I've learned, because I think there's a lot of old school stuff out there, and we got technology, we got amazing slowdowner, we got different ways to learn. You do not need to learn with these old ways that feel like they have nothing to do with the songs that you're trying to learn. Focus on the songs, and have some discussion, and come do lessons with me if you want to know what it's all about, okay? I do a 5-lesson package for $200 Australian. That's pretty cheap. It's like the cost of dinner dinner with dessert at a restaurant or something and a drink, and you get an hour of feedback and the way to work on it. You get trained like so much in the lesson, and pep talks if you need it as well. There's no time wasting. There's no guessing if you're getting better. You get better every single moment. That every couple minutes you finish an exercise with me. By the way, when I say exercise, I mean part of a song. You will get better, and you will know you're getting better. You'll notice. You'll be motivated because you're doing the songs you want to do, and you'll know how to practice when you go home by yourself. All right. I hope to see you next time, and I'm Rashid. See ya.